Hello and welcome to World Talks here on TVP World. I'm your host, Diana Skaya. A year has passed since the fall of Syria's regime, and despite early hopes for a fresh start, the country remains stuck in a web of instability and humanitarian need. Now, while the political picture is still shifting, organizations such as the Polish Humanitarian Action have remained steady, delivering support where it's most desperately needed. Joining me now in studio to help make sense of the reality on the ground is Helena Krajewska, the spokesperson of the Polish Humanitarian Action Syria. Helena, so glad to have you here with us on World Talks this morning. So, it's been really a year after Bashar al-Assad was ousted, fled to Moscow, his crimes openly revealed. Now Ahmed al-Shara becomes president. How would you say that the situation in Syria looks like today?
So the situation in Syria is still very much volatile. It's a constantly changing situation. People are moving, people are coming back to the country, people are trying to see if they can leave the camps for internally displaced persons, or they should still stay in the camps because there's nothing to come back to. A lot of houses were destroyed. There were whole neighborhoods around Damascus, around Homs, in Aleppo destroyed, and the cities are in ruins. And also many schools are partially or totally destroyed. Many hospitals are not operating. So there is a lot of problems with electricity. Actually, there is not a lot of electricity in the country. A lot of people have solar panels, and this is the only way they can support themselves with the energy, with the solar energy. And also there is a big problem with access to water, especially clean, drinkable water. So those are main challenges. But right now people are celebrating. People are, feeling this hope. People are feeling that this 1 year was not in vain, but we can still see a lot of things to be done in the future, in the coming years, because we are talking about more than a decade of civil war.
Of course.
And a very cruel one.
Now, let's get into the Polish Humanitarian Action and what has your organization been doing inside Syria?
So we've been present in Syria during the Assad time. Then we left. Then we came back after the 2023 earthquake, and we stayed from this time on. So we witnessed this regime change, and we are very happy to be there. And we are working with local organizations.
Do you see a real change? You said you've been there since.
Yes,
do you see a real change?
We can see this change, and we can see the change in the people's, feelings about the country's future. You can feel that they have hope. Before they were just surviving. So the situation is still very, very bad. Don't get me wrong, it's catastrophic, but people have hope, and this is something amazing. But we are on the ground, and we are helping in the internally displaced persons camps in the northwest of Syria, and we are providing their water, the hygienic products. We are also helping with the sludging, so keeping the conditions hygienic and, to give people some sense of dignity, And then also we are providing water in the sense of repairing the whole systems, water containers, also in the north of Syria. But we are looking at so much more. We are looking at, destroyed cities, destroyed schools, destroyed hospitals. They need help. And frankly, there's not a lot of support to Syria right now. Syria is a bit forgotten, and the situation is very bad. 3/4 of the people there need urgent humanitarian aid, and 90% of people live below the poverty line.
We're talking about some, if I'm talking about UN numbers here, I have, as of the 27th of November, so over 1 million people have returned to Syria, right? And there's, of course, almost 2 million that are still internally displaced. Actually, more than 2 million already came back to their places. So there is still a lot of people, of course, displaced, but let's see. But where do they live if a lot of these places are destructed, right?
So they live in the camps, they live in the informal sites, they live wherever they can. My colleague who is now in Damascus, she's been traveling through Syria, and she told me yesterday, listen, people are coming back to the ruins, and for example, the whole building is destroyed, but one floor, and they come back to this floor, but there are no walls, there is no electricity, there is nothing to protect them from winter. So you can see these faint lights there, on one floor that is not destroyed. and that's it. And there are children
their sense
playing
of
in the
belonging,
rubble.
right? It's
yes,
they want to be
but they want to
home.
come back. They want to come back, and you can feel this love for the land. So we are trying to help them as Polish Humanitarian Action because they love this land so much and they want to rebuild it.
What is your organization? Do you work closely with the neighboring countries to provide humanitarian? I'm curious. I mean, I'll get to Poland in a moment, but how do other organizations in neighboring countries, particularly, I mean, Turkey, Lebanon, play? I mean, I just came back from Lebanon just a few days ago, actually, and I met some Syrians, some that are still a little bit skeptical of going back. However, I've also met people that have entered Syria through Lebanon to also bring in aid. I met certain people from different organizations. How do you see that, the cooperation happening with different countries?
Well, so there's a lot of cooperation, mainly with organizations present in those other countries, like on the border with Turkey, of course, so especially those camps in the northwest of Syria. We have been cooperating with many organizations on the border there, and I know about Polish organizations on the border between Lebanon and Syria. There is a very bad situation on this southern border of Syria, you know, with Israel, but also, with Jordan. There is a lot of fighting going on and not a lot of access for humanitarian aid. But there are many organizations, either NGOs or international organizations helping. UNHCR is helping also the people who are trying to cross back to Syria. But many people cross back, then they see that there's nothing there. No home, nothing, and they come back to Lebanon. So we'll still see a lot of people displaced to as refugees to other countries for many years to come, unfortunately. But I hope the governments of the neighboring countries will step up as well and help.
Well, I mean, it depends, right? I mean, in this case, I'm sure Turkey can actually. I mean, we assume that Turkey can do a lot more than Lebanon can do, right? Lebanon is caught in a conflict of its own.
Yes.
Of course. I mean, and as we speak, Helena, how important is the support from Poland's Ministry of Foreign Affairs for your organization?
Well, it's actually crucial because thanks to this support, our project is actually co-financed within the framework of Polish developmental aid of Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So it's very important that we have this steady support, that we can look for other donors, look for private donors, for business donors, but we have something to start on because this project that we did after the earthquake, those were private donations or business donations, not programmatic donors, institutional donors. But this is the first support that we got that gives us hope that we can build this Syria office, actually rebuild this Syria office and stay there for many years.
How many workers approximately do you have on the ground right now?
Well, so right now, it's very funny, but right now we have one person on the ground because we are working very closely with the local organization, with Watan Foundation. So we are using the employees of Watan Foundation to do our work in the northwest because they know the context there, so it's very valuable.
And so what does a day what does a day look like for this one worker that's in Syria?
So this
what does it look like from the morning? Or take us through those steps.
So he's a program manager. So he is in constant contact with HQ in Warsaw, and he is basically he's coordinating the programs that we have with local partners. He's also going to the field. He's visiting, checking the results of the project, if it's going well, monitoring, evaluating. But also he's meeting with many organizations. He's meeting with NGOs, with government. He also oversaw our registration as a new organization in Syria, in New Syria as well, because all the other registrations, well, they are outdone. So he's doing everything at once, and we are trying to enlarge the office right now, and also possibly, maybe, build other offices, field offices in Homs or Aleppo. We'll see, because the situation is changing constantly. But he has a full support, and he has a team of people in Warsaw helping and going to Syria as well constantly. So he's not alone, for sure. But it's a big job. It's a big job, and I'm very happy. He also spoke to this channel before, so I'm very happy that he's there. And we need Syrians in the process of rebuilding Syria. That is my opinion. So this is very.
And do you have that?
Yes,
do
and
you
this
have
is
those Syrians?
Exactly. We have those Syrians, and this one employee is a Syrian with the refugee experience as well. So it's very valuable.
Helena Krajewska, spokesperson for the Polish Humanitarian Action Syria, thank you so much for sharing what this organization, Polish Humanitarian Action, looks like in Syria 1 year after Bashar al-Assad's regime was toppled.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching World Talks here on TVP World. I'm Diana Skaya. Stay with us for more news and analysis.